How's it going, everybody? Nexus Core Productions here, and today we are reading from Entitled Parents once again. Thank you guys so much for the views on the last video. That motivates me to make more videos. If you guys want more videos like this, or if you want me to do different videos, just tell me what to do in the comment section below, and I'll probably do it. I'm thinking of doing actual cooking videos, because I am a chef, after all. But to do that, I'll need some money, so can you guys go to my Patreon and support me there if you guys would like. Anyways, let's get on to today's stories. This story is entitled, My Husband is in the Army, so now your house is mine. So, where I live, there's a small army base, and around it is a housing estate where families live. Part of the estate is sold to a couple of housing associations, and I live in one of those. The army families move around a lot, so people in those housings generally move every 2 years or so. Some a little more frequently, others less so. There's a row of 4 Trace's house directly across from me, and one of them was empty, ready for new tenants. Here's where we begin. I took my daughter to the nursery and went shopping for some new clothes. This was at 9 a.m. I get back around 11:30 a.m. and see a large moving truck in the street. To avoid them, I go to the other side of my property. I suffer from chronic anxiety and tend to avoid most people. I go in front of the door, take some new clothes upstairs to sort. Whilst I'm there, I hear a noise from my back garden door. Looking out the window, I see a man with a large toolbox trying to open my back door, a woman behind him looking furious. And the guy from the moving company stands around with boxes looking bored. I run down the stairs to open the door, meeting the guy, who I guess was a locksmith. He practically fell through the door into my kitchen. He was surprised, of course, and after looking around, he was confused. Clearly, someone already lived there. The woman sighs dramatically and thanks me for finally turning up, because they've been waiting there since 8 a.m. trying to get in. She just wants to get her stuff in so her kids can sleep. She waves the moving guys forward and then goes to get her kids out of the car. I'm busy trying to stop the moving guys from coming in with their boxes, and her 2 kids, about 3 and 6, come charging into my garden. I've got a slide, swing, small trampoline, and Wendy house for my daughter to play in. I yell at them all to get out of my garden and stay away from my house. One of the movers looks in my window into my living room and sees all the furniture there. He waves his team back into the truck. His team leader pulls out some paperwork and begins looking over it. The woman starts yelling at me, telling me I was a liar and a thief, among other things. I've lived in this house for 4 years and tell her such, but she's not having it. She gets right up in my face, screaming at me, and I'm having trouble not bursting into tears and running away, or decking her. The locksmith tries to calm her down and she starts having a go at him next. I call the local police station. There's one in the housing estate, but generally only caters to army people and such. I figured calling them to deal with her was the best solution. They arrive in a few minutes and take the woman aside. Her kids are still playing on my daughter's things, so I tell them to get off and go to their mother because those toys don't belong to them. They go reluctantly. When their mother notices, she begins to yell again. Apparently, those toys aren't mine. They were put there by the army for her kids because her husband is such a wonderful soldier. That is her house, and I'm some squatter trying to steal it from her. This is when the movers come over and tell her this is the wrong address. She's moving into number 4. This is number 14. She goes very silent, grabs her kids, and leaves the garden. I call out and ask her if she's going to pay for the damage done to my garden. Grass torn up by her kids and by the movers. My door, from what looks like footprints trying to kick it in, and scratches from the locksmith. My bushes by the gate, movers and her yanking at them whilst waiting for the locksmith. She tells me no, because she's done nothing wrong. Which is when I inform her that I have the cameras installed that would have seen the whole thing. I ask officers if they would like to view the footage, and one of them watches the whole incident take place once I bring out my laptop, which both cameras are linked to. And she says she doesn't have anything to collect footage just now, but he'll come back later to get it. He also tells me that I will have to report the woman's behavior to the base, as a family's bad behavior can have repercussions on their soldiers too. It is now 5 p.m. The officer is collecting copies of the footage in case it was needed, and might be shown to certain army officials as an example of her behavior. Husband turned up about an hour ago, and there was a huge argument across the street. Everyone could hear it, but not exactly what was being said. Either way, the family isn't exactly had a good start to their time here. I can only hope they move away soon, so I won't have to deal with the woman ever again. TLDR, new army families are supposed to move in across the street, gets the wrong address and tries to move in to my house. Okay, here's an update. So today I managed to speak with the husband of the woman. He actually came over and knocked on my door. He apologized for his wife mixing up our houses and wanted to make sure I was okay. He looked over the damage to my house and said he would be happy to pay to fix the damage and would buy some stuff to repair my lawn. I thanked him and asked what happened with the whole house thing. He said the movers arrived first, got the wrong address, then called his wife, who immediately told them to call a locksmith. The movers had keys so they could get the larger items in before she got there. The locksmith is apparently used by the movers a lot, and didn't question the house numbers. When the wife arrived, she stopped the locksmith and tried to get the door open with keys, and when that didn't work, she started kicking the door. The locksmith stopped her and started trying to open the door himself, which is where I came in. His wife told him everything after the argument, and he had been keeping an eye out so he could come talk to me. Things are basically sorted now. For a few who said I didn't deal with things well, for clarification, I had a few randoms message me. Of course I didn't. I have chronic anxiety. I'm 8 months pregnant. Was all by myself, and I come home to find people breaking into my house. I wasn't about to invite them for F&T. I was genuinely terrified that that woman might assault me. So yes, I yelled at those people trying to get away from my house. Yes, I was angry at the damage done. Calling the police might have seemed extreme to you or not needed, but I wanted to be certain I was safe, considering that I'm basically dirt poor and wouldn't be able to afford the repairs to my door, a door that she damaged to the point of being cracked around the lock and leaking rain all over my kitchen floor because it hasn't sealed right since. I would say I'm justified in wanting her to pay for the damage. Without getting a new door, I would have to just live with a broken one, using duct tape and try to keep the water out, and bracing a chair behind it because it doesn't lock properly anymore. The last few nights I haven't been able to sleep right because my home is not secure and there have been burglaries in the area. So F you guys. Wow, that was quite a lot. I think you handled the situation perfectly. Especially considering that you have chronic anxiety. I'm socially awkward with people. I can't talk to people. So in this situation, I would pretty much do the exact same thing. Anyways, on to the next story. This one is called My Wife and I Had to Explain to Our Neighbors That Our Dog is Part of My Family, and no, they can't just have him. A little over a year ago, when my neighbor moved into a townhouse next to us, and things seemed great. Their kids were nice, and overall seemed like they were part of a loving, normal home. They were a little quirky, but nice people who were always willing to help, from installing a screen door to enjoying a beer and a decent conversation about home improvement. One day, red flags started popping up. Halloween came up a few months after they moved in. We could hear all kinds of banging and pounding coming from the side of the house that they are attached to. We thought it was just kids playing and having fun until the father called me, crying on the phone, because he was angry they didn't invite us to a big party at the next house over. The owner of the house has a policy with all the neighbors. If my garage door is open, feel free to stop in and join us. You are always invited. A few weeks later, the kids got an idea that our dog should have sleepovers with them and started asking to walk him sometimes, which at first we thought was cute, and it was. Until one day, when the kids were asking about having a doggy sleepover once in a while, their mother pulled me away from my wife and said it was really unfair that we get to have our dog all week long, and that they have to build their schedule to come see him around our lives. And when we were home, I really had no clue what to say. But when she doubled down, insisting her family should have him on the weekends because I work shifts and get to see him all week long, as much as I want. Our relationship with them ended after we caught one of their kids scratching our cars accidentally, and they told us to call the police when we tried letting them know what happened. And we didn't want money for it or it to be fixed. We just wanted the kids to be more careful. Whoa. That family, a little on the crazy side. I would suggest getting some care repellent or something like that. Just keep them away. Because that entitled parent acts like you guys have joint custody of the dog or something. I don't know what is wrong with them. Anyways guys, that'll be it for this video. If you liked, leave a like, comment, or maybe consider subscribing. If you guys like the content I do, please subscribe and like the video. It helps me, it keeps me motivated to make these. And if you don't subscribe, a Karen will come to your house and steal your dog. Yes, even if you don't have a dog, she'll steal a dog and claim it's yours and steal it. I don't know how that works, but she will do it. Anyways guys, subscribe. Thank you guys for watching. Nexus Core Productions, signing off.